Hare Krishna. Welcome to the fourth day of the Kartik Nabadwip Mandala Parikrama. Today we will be visiting two islands of Nabadwip. The first one would be Koladwip, and the second island for today's parikrama would be Ritudvip. Koladwip represents Padasevanam, or worshipping the lotus feet of the Lord, and Ritudvip represents Archanam, or worshipping the Lord. In Koladwip, we will be visiting Podamatala, Dhameswar Mahaprabhu, and the Samadhi and Bhajan Kutir of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. In Ritudvip, we would be visiting Champahati and Vidyanagar. Let us begin today's parikrama. Hare Krishna.
Gopinath Mama Nivedana Shunam Gopinath Mama Nivedana Shunam Bishai Durjan Sada Kameratam Kichu nahi mora guna Kichu nahi mora guna Gopinath Mama Nivedana Shuna Gopinath আমার ভরসা তুমি গোপীনাথ আমার ভরসা তুমি তোমার চরণে লইনু শরণম তোমার চরণে লইনু শরণম তোমার কিঙ্কর আমিন তোমার কিঙ্কর আমিন গোপীনাথ.
You see that? The roots of the tree, it's like on the dome, and the real tree starts from the dome. I haven't seen anything like this. It's quite amazing. And you can see the design of the temple. It's actually very, very ancient, very, very old. Hare Krishna. We are in front of Budo Sib. Budo Sib means elderly Lord Shiva. Very, very prominent Shiva temple during Mahaprabhu's time. And it is described that when Mahaprabhu would go to Vidyanagar from Mayapur, you would go through this way, paying respect to Guru Sib, or elderly Lord Shiva. You can see even in the morning, devotees come, local dhambasis come and pay respects to Guru Sib. So our parikrama is starting today by paying respects to Lord Shiva. We're in Koladwip. Let us pay respects to Lord Shiva and start our program today by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. You can pay obeisances and then proceed. So we are in Podamatala, Yogamaya, Mother Parvati, also known as Prodamaya, resides here. She is actually installed in this pot and she is worshipped like that. Just like Lord Shiva protects the dham, Mother Parvati also plays a very, very important role in protecting the dham and helping the devotees progress in their devotional life. So we offer our respects to Prodamaya, Mother Parvati, begging her blessing that we may be able to dedicate our life to the lotus feet of Sriman Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna. You see, it's very interesting. They're actually, just like you bathe the deities, they're actually bathing the pot because Mother Parvati is installed there. So this pot is actually treated like Mother Parvati. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So right now we are in Koladvip. This particular island represents Govardhan in Vrindavan. So visiting this place is like visiting Govardhan in Vrindavan. Kola means Barahadev, the Lord's incarnation as a boar. In Satya Yuga, there was a devotee of Lord Barahadev named Vasudev. And Vasudev was residing here, crying out to the Lord if he could have his darshan. Barahadev, being very, very pleased with this devotee Vasudev, appeared in front of him. Because Lord Barahadev appeared in this island, therefore this island is known as Koladvip. Now, this is also the birthplace of Vamsidas. Vamsidas, who was one of Sriman Mahaprabhu's intimate associate, he is an incarnation of Krishna's flute. And therefore, he is known as Vamsi. Before Mahaprabhu took sannyas at the age of 24, he requested Bamsidas or Bamsivadan Thakur, prominently known as Bamsivadan Thakur. So Bamsivadan was requested by Mahaprabhu to look after Vishnu Priya Devi, his wife, and Sachimata, his mother. Vishnu Priya Devi got married to the Lord at a very young age. And Mahaprabhu took sannyas at the prime of his youth. At the age of 24, Mahaprabhu took sannyas and left, leaving Vishnu Priya and Mother Sachi behind. Bamsivadan Thakur and Isan Thakur, both of them, they were looking after Vishnu Priya Devi and Mother Sachi. Vishnu Priya Devi lived a very, very austere life. All day and night, she would simply chant, worship Sriman Mahaprabhu, hardly take any prasad. When Mahaprabhu left, Vishnu Priya Devi used to worship the Lord's shoes called kharam. That particular kharam or paduka is here. After the class, we will request the Pujari if they could put the Lord's shoes on our head. Vishnu Priya Devi worshipped that shoes, day and night chanted, hardly took any prasad, very, very austere life. Then finally, Vishnu Priya Devi got the devastating news that Mahaprabhu had disappeared from this world. Bamsivadan Thakur and Vishnu Priya Devi could not tolerate this news and they gave up drinking water or any type of food. Day and night simply crying in separation from the Lord. Their idea was they would just simply leave their bodies like that. Then Mahaprabhu appeared in their dream to both of them at the same time. Mahaprabhu telling them, why are you crying like this? I am requesting both of you to please make a deity form of mine from the same tree under which I was born. And I said for certain that I will reside in that form of the deity and accept your love, accept your worship. When both of them got up woke up from their sleep, both of them began to cry. They discussed among themselves. The next day, one carpenter came. So Bamsivadan Thakur and Vishnu Priya Devi requested to make this beautiful form of Gauranga. Hearing from both of them, the carpenter said, I cannot make the deity. Bamsivadan Thakur said, it is the Lord's desire. You have to make this deity. The Lord will give you inspiration, give you the Shakti or energy, the power to make the deity. Then within 15 days, this amazing, very, very beautiful deity was made of Mahaprabhu, Gauranga. There was a huge festival. This deity was installed. And this deity became the very life and soul, not just for Vishnu Priya Devi and Bamsivadan Thakur, but the whole Gaudiya Vaishnavas all over. This deity became the very center of everyone's life because Mahaprabhu personally told Vishnu Priya Devi and Bamsivadan Thakur that he will reside in this deity and accept the service from both of them. After serving for some time, Bamsivadan Thakur disappeared from this world. And Vishnu Priya Devi was totally devastated. For understanding the Lord's desire, Vishnu Priya Devi kept on serving this form of the Lord and bathed Lord's lotus feet with his transcendental tears every single day. She lived for 96 years, and most of those years she lived in separation from the Lord. One day, on the day of Gaur Purnima, she told her best friend, Kanchanmala, Vishnu Priya Devi's best friend, her name was Kanchanmala, and if you look at Vishnu Priya Devi's life story, she is there from a very, very young age till the last day of Vishnu Priya. She told her best friend Kanchanmala that today is my Lord's appearance day, and I would like to spend some personal time with my Lord. So on the day of Mangalarti, on the day of Mahaprabhu's appearance, or Purnima day, after Mangalarti, she entered the deity room of Mahaprabhu. And it is said that she entered this particular deity and ended her pastime. Just like Srimad Mahaprabhu entered the deity of Toto Gopinath in Puri and ended his pastime, just like Nityananda Prabhu entered the deity of Bakarai in Ekachakra, just like Advaitacharya in Santipur entered the deity of Madan Gopal. Vishnu Priya Devi entered this particular deity and ended her pastime in this mortal world. And as you can see, when we are coming to this temple, so many pilgrims, even though it's pandemic and this is so many, you can come anytime and see so many devotees coming to this temple. And I've noticed one very interesting thing, just like in Jaipur, in the city of Jaipur, the inhabitants of Jaipur, their life soul is Govinda Dev. You go any day and you'll see thousands of people. Before they go to their job, they come and pay respects. After they come from the work, they pay their respects to Govinda Dev and go to their homes. So Navadvip Dham, this particular deity, his name is Dhameswar Mahaprabhu, the Lord of the Dham, Mahaprabhu. The Lord is here in this form of the deity. So this deity was in Mayapur, and later on it was the Lord moved to this particular place because this was the birthplace of Vamsivadan Thakur. And one of the sons of the brother of Vamsivadan Thakur became the caretaker or main pujari for this deity. And therefore, this deity is here. We're very, very fortunate to be able to see this most amazing form of Srimad Mahaprabhu, which was personally worshipped by Vishnu Priya Devi and Vamsivadan Thakur and the whole of Gaudiya Vaishnavas. The month of Kartik we are here, and we'll go now offer the lamp to Srimad Mahaprabhu. We'll request the pujari if he can bring the shoes and put it on our head, and in that way be blessed by this most merciful Lord, Srimad Mahaprabhu. Gauranga! Loudly please. Gauranga! Gauranga! Vishnu Priya Devi ki, Vamsivadan Thakur ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Gari Vaishnava Vrind ki, Samavita Gaura Bhakta Vrind ki, Nitai Gaura Brahmanande.
shoes are inside. Outside is the silver covering, inside is the shoes. It's locked.
Hare Krishna. So we are here in the Samadhi of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. This is the full or Purna Samadhi of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. We know that Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj lived 6 months in Nabadwip Dham and 6 months in Vrindavan. So when he was in Nabadwip, he was staying here. So this is his bhajan kutir as well as his samadhi. Gaur Gopal and Giriraj, which was personally worshipped by Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, he would carry these deities along with him. Here you can see Giriraj between Sri Sri Gaurnitai and Sri Sri Radha Madhav. There is Gaur Gopal and Giridhari, Giriraj Maharaj. Hare Krishna. So we are still in Kolatwip under this beautiful bakul tree under which Bhakti Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj used to do his bhajan or chant his rounds. We know that Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj lived for 147 years. 6 months he would spend in Vrindavan and 6 months he would spend in Navadvip Dham. And Ganga was flowing right behind this wall at that time. So on the bank of the Ganga, under this very tree, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj would chant day and night. When you entered, we had also seen a couple of trees there. So Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj would also chant under those trees. And it is described that those trees are so influenced by Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj's chanting that when the leaf fell on the ground, sometimes the leaves, they get dry and they fall, and you could see the Hare Krishna Mahamantra written there. So this is the influence of the pure chanting of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. There's a beautiful story. Just before him leaving his body in this very place, he asked his servant, he said, you have served me for so many years, very, very happy with your service. So I'm giving you a choice and you can choose what you want. I can give you 4 to 5 trucks of money, a big truck. Or you can have me. What do you want? You want the trucks, 4 or 5 trucks of money, or you want me? So Bihari Baba immediately, without even thinking, immediately he said, I don't want anything else in this world except to serve you. You are my Lord and Master, that's all. But I'm just wondering, you have nothing, you have no material wealth, and you want to offer me 4 or 5 trucks loaded with money? How is that? Because he lived the most renounced way of life. So Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj said, Bihari, please try to understand, I meet the Lord very often. So if I ask my Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu to send me 4 or 5 trucks loaded with money, you think that's a big deal for the Lord to do it? You have some desire, I can give you that. He says, no, I don't want anything, I just want to serve you. And he said, this is my last instruction to you, told Bihari, that forgetting everything in this world, simply dedicate your life in chanting the holy name. Maya can never touch you, and you go back and back to Godhead. Simply chant, that's it. Don't have slightest doubt in the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Saying this, few days after that, 4 or 5 days after that, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj left this world in this very place. Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj and Gaur Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj, both of them, prepared the ground, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Actually, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Gaur Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj prepared the field for Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and our Prabhupada to preach all over India and all over the world. And Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj and Gaur Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj, both of them, they prepared this planet through their chanting. So we are very fortunate that we are here in the same place that Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj was chanting day and night.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. So here is the Samadhi Mandir of Jagannath Das Babaji. Jagannath Das Babaji was the leader of the Vaishnavas at that time in Vrindavan and Nabadwip. And he was over 100 and I think 130 years old. One of his sufficient contributions was his confirmation of the Jogapit as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's actual birthplace. And he was a hunchback. But when they would do Harinam Sankirtan, his body would increase about 3 feet. When he would jump up and do kirtan, his body would get longer. Although most of the time he was crouched over like a hunchback. And that makes him, he was over 6 feet tall because he's bent up, he couldn't see. And that was just a physical aspect. So yeah, he lived for a long time, 130 years. He couldn't tolerate the blasphemers or those with bogus mantras. He would never let them come near, and he would tell his servant Biharilal that, don't let these people come near, don't let them come to me, they simply come and disturb. And sometimes he would, when his people would give him donations, and he would collect it a little bit. When he got a little bit, like he had 200 rupees, he said, now go and buy all ladus, rasgulla or ladus. Go and buy for 200 rupees. He said, now we will feed all the cows in the dam. Don't give any to those other bogus people who have bogus mantras. You drive them away from here, don't let them come here, but we will feed all the... And he had dogs. The 5 little puppy dogs came when he was eating his prasadam. He couldn't see very well because his eyelids were so heavy that they would, top eyelids would go over the bottom eyelid. So he could, if he wanted to see anything, he would have to lift his eyelids up. Yeah, that's right. There was 5 little puppy dogs. He was taking his prasadam, and these 5 little puppy dogs would come every day, and he would feel for them because he couldn't see practically. So he'd pick them up, make sure they're all there, 5. And then he would start to feed them, and then some people were complaining. Some lady, oh, they're dogs, they're dirty dogs, you drive them. He said, get that woman out of here. Get that woman out of here. His servant started to take the dogs away also. So he said, bring the dogs back. If they don't come back, I'm not taking any prasadam. So he would bring them back. He would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then he would feed them also, and they would eat together. There was another woman. She said, please give me your prasad, Maharaj. Please give me your prasad. And he said, they're always hanging around, these women. They're nothing but Maya. He said, this Mataji was saying, Babaji Maharaj, please give me some of your remnants, please give me some of your remnants. So he was annoyed. So he ate everything. He ate it on the prasad. He ate everything. Then he started eating the plate. The leaf plate. He ate the plate also. Then the lady she didn't get. But Jagannath Das Babaji came to continue this lineage, the Vishwa Vaishnava Raja Sabha. This knowledge is being handed down, the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu being handed down. Vishnu Vaishnava Raja Sabha, the assembly of great personalities of Lord Chaitanya. So Jagannath Das Babaji was an important link. He was initiated by Madhusudan, I can't remember, or Uddhav Das. Anyway, he was initiated to keep this chain of disciplic succession coming. His main contribution was he confirmed the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Bhaktivinoda Thakur had a vision from Nabadwip across the Ganga to Mayapur one evening, and he saw, he said there was an astonishing temple there, and it was illuminating for miles and miles around. Next morning he went there. his son was with him, and he said, "Can you see what I see, the temple?" He said, "Yes." And then they asked the servant, "Can you see the temple?" He said, "No, I cannot see it." So next morning, Bhaktivinoda Thakur went across Nabadwip. He went across to Nabadwip, and he's looking around, and he was asking some of the older Vaishnavas who were living there, and they said, "Yes, this is actually the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu." This Nabadwip is only 100 years old. When it was flooding, continuous flooding, everybody went to live in Nabadwip town because it's highland. But actually, this is the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So then Bhaktivinoda Thakur, again, he came next week and checked to check it out. And so then he was, with old maps and everything, he was able to ascertain that this place is called Mayapur on the map, on the eastern bank of the Ganga. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur told him of his findings, and he said, "Can you come to Mayapur and confirm if this is the place or not?" So they took Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj to the site, and when he got there, he said, "Yes, this is the birthplace of Chaitanya. Ate Nibmai Janma Bhumi. This is the birthplace. This is." And he began jumping up and down in the air. Otherwise he was more or less lame. He was jumping up 3 feet, jumping up and down. That time in my Janma's time with a stick. So he confirmed from the sadhu that was the actual birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So then it could be developed after that by Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So he was that Vaishnava to keep the Vishnu Vaishnava Raja Sabha, to keep that lineage intact. So we always have the perfect knowledge and know how to act in assisting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission to save all the living entities. Give them an opportunity, all the living entities in Kali Yuga, to take shelter of Sri Mayapur Dham and the message of Sri Mayapur Dham. Yeah, and go back home, back to Godhead. So this is the glory of hearing the stories and pastimes of the great saints and sages. It purifies the hearers, it purifies the chanters. So without the great saints, as Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur would say, that the holy Dham is revealed in and through the words of the sadhu. So it's the great devotees that reveal the Dham. So we are thankful to have all this opportunity to glorify these great sages who have left this path of Harinam Sankirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hari Ram, Ram Ram, Hari. Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki. Nitai Go Premanandi. Hari Go. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So right now we are in Ritudvip. We're on a new island right now, and we are at Champahati. This is the house of Dijabaninath, the brother of Gadadhar Pandit. I'm very, very fortunate, very happy to be here at the temple of Gaur Gadadhar. And this is Nityananda Brahmachari. He is the head pujari. He has done all this development. So we will take darshan of the deities and get their mercy. Gaur Gadadhar, please come. Hare Krishna.
Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda
Hare Krishna. So right now we are in front of Gaur Gadadhar. Actually these beautiful deities are from Mahaprabhu's time. They are more than 500 years old. And we'll hear about the glories of this place from His Holiness Bhakti Purushottam Sai Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा नमः विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनेति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यस्तरिणे. So we are here at Champahati. Champahati is known to be in Ritudvip, but in my Parikrama book I have mentioned is in Koladvip, but Parikrama Khanda describes towards the north of Koladvip is Champahati. That's why some believe in Koladvip, some believes it is in Ritudvip. However, it is there within Nabadwip, is Champahati. And this is a place of Dijabaninath. Dijabaninath used to live here. Beautiful Gaur Gadadhar deities are here. The three places there are deities there. They manifested during the manifested pastimes of Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Out of those three sets of deity, one is in Kalna and one is here. In Kalna, Gaur Nityananda, and Champahati, there is Gaur Gadadhar. Dijabaninath's house. Mahaprabhu came with Gadadhar and manifested here these deity forms. And in regards to Champahati, the two descriptions are there. One description given by Bhaktivinoda Thakur in Nabadwip Parikrama book. Why this place name was given as Champahati? Because in Dwapara Yug, Champakalata Sakhi used to come here from Vrindavan. From Vrindavan so far. Of course, it's not so far. The spiritual world is like a lotus flower. It closes and opens. In one step they can come from Vrindavan to Navadvip, so no problem. So however, whatever way, we don't know so much secret, we just speculate in different ways. Of course, it's not real speculation, it's as per the verdict of our acharyas. So however, she used to come for plucking the champaka flowers to this place, make garlands to offer to Lord Krishna. And that time, their champak forest, so much champaka flowers are here. In due course of time, when Kali Yuga started, then people started to pluck these flowers and selling in the marketplace. So because thus a marketplace was established here for selling this champaka flowers. So Champahati, from Champaka Hat, Hata means marketplace. Champaka Hat due course of time, this place was called as Champahati. So that is one description. And another description, Ishan Thakur describing to Srinivas Acharya that there is a Brahman living here in Champahati. He was a great devotee of Lord Krishna. So one day he plucked some champaka flowers and offered to Krishna. So when he was meditating, looking the color of champaka flowers, the golden color of champaka flowers, then his meditation he saw the blue form of Krishna transformed to Gauranga form. So he was in great ecstasy. Then when the meditation broke, then he realized, what is this? How could I see another golden form of the Lord? Then he went to the scriptures. Then he found there is such a form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Rukma Varna form, golden form, the color like champaka flower. Then there is a description how Lord appeared to him and different things. Then when Lord disappeared, then he stared at those champaka flowers, meditating, oh, because of you, because I was meditating on your color, now I could see the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he is glorifying very loudly, just like in the marketplace, people, they shout and scream for selling their products. Same way he was loudly screaming like a marketplace. So that is the reason why this place was given the name as Champahati. And this place also is very famous because Kavi Jayadev, along with his good wife Padmavati, they were living at this place. Initially they were residing in Antardip on the bank of Prithukunda. Later on Prithukunda was created by Prithvi Maharaj, and later on it was repaired or renovated by King Balal Sen. That's why it is known as Balal Dighi. From the bank of this Prithukunda or Balal Dighi, Kavi Jayadev has built a cottage and he was doing his Hari Bhajan. Actually he wrote his Dasavatar Stotra at this place. Then somehow the king Lakshman Sen, the then king of Nabadwip, came to know, actually came across the song of the song Dasavatar from some Govardhan Acharya. And he asked, who is this person? Has written such a nice song in Sanskrit. Then the Brahman said, he is Jayadev, is living in your kingdom only. So I want to see him. So one day, evening time, this king Lakshman Sen, he came to the cottage of Kavi Jayadev, and when Jayadev was doing his bhajan and wearing ordinary dress, King Lakshman Sen came and he was sitting in one corner. But Kavi Jayadev could recognize he is King Lakshman Sen. Then Lakshman Sen came forward, offered obeisances, invited Kavi Jayadev, please come to my palace. Kavi Jayadev became very angry. You are a materialistic person. I don't want to go to your palace. If you want, I'll leave your kingdom. I'll go to Puri. I will not stay in your kingdom. Then the king fell at his feet, said, no, please don't do like this. I'm so fortunate. The people like you are residing in my kingdom. But I have one humble request to you. If you have a desire to leave this place, he said, I will cross Ganga and go to Puri. If you have a desire to cross Ganga, then I will, on the other side of Ganga, there is a place called Champahati. I will build one nice kutir for you, so you can live there and stay for 1 or 2 years. And whenever you want, with your permission only, I will go to take darshan of your lotus feet. So Kavi Jayadev was very pleased. He said, yes, definitely, I'll follow because you are a great devotee of Krishna. Actually, I spoke you very rudely just to test you, but you have passed the test, and you did not become angry, you did not feel upset. Though even if I told you are a materialistic person, you have so much patience, so I'm pleased with your behavior. So accordingly, then Lakshman Sen built one cottage on the other side of Ganga, western side of Ganga, in this place, Champahati. Then Kabir Jayadev and Padma was staying here. Same thing happened. Kabir Jayadev was worshipping Madhava, Radha Madhava. Then one day, every day, Padmavati would pluck champaka flowers offered to the deity. And one day the deity transformed to Gauranga form. And by seeing that form, both Padmavati and Kabir Jayadev, they fainted. Then Lord Gauranga appeared personally picked them up, and Lord Gauranga said that you are my great devotee. You are my great devotee, that's why I came to give my darshan, and you will compose this Gita Govinda. Actually, for your information, I will appear, I will give darshan to everybody. This is my eternal abode, Nabadwip Dham. I will appear here soon. At that time, I will enjoy hearing your Gita Govinda compiled by you. Then Gauranga said that now you please go to Jagannath Puri. You go there. Then Lord Gauranga disappeared. When Padmavati and Kabir Jayadev came to their consciousness, external consciousness, then they realized the Mahapurush said that you please leave Nabadwip, go to Puri. So they are completely broken hearted. How can you leave such a nice place? Oh my Lord, what offense you committed? You are telling me to get out of Nabadwip. So how can you leave without Nabadwip? So in this way they are fainting and feeling very much depressed that they have been ordered to leave Nabadwip and go to Jagannath Puri. Then one unseen sound vibration said, "Oh Jayadev, don't be worried. By going to Puri, you will achieve two things. You had a desire to go to Puri, so your desire will be fulfilled. Same time, Lord Jagannath also waiting for you to get your darshan, to give darshan, or Bhagavan also sometimes wait to get darshan of his devotee. So you please go there, and after you leave your body, you come back to Nabadwip Dham." So then, hearing that unseen sound vibration, Kabir Jayadev, Padmavati, they were little pacified, but same time they are feeling so much separation. How can we leave Nabadwip Dham? So crying and crying and crying. Both Kabir Jayadev and Padmavati, at one point they started their journey to Puri. So when they are leaving Nabadwip Dham, then they are telling, "Oh, all Dhamvasis, please forgive us for all our offenses we have committed." So humble way, he has developed a mood and exhibited a mood that how one should develop a mood if they really want to get benefit of residing in a dham. So that is the mood that Kabir Jayadev exhibited. So they are offering obeisances to dham again and again. They are crying and crying, and they are praying, "All Dhamvasis, please forgive us if we have committed any offenses." And Nabadwip Dham manifested to them in such a with so much splendid way, nicely. Then they are looking back again and again to take darshan of Nabadwip Dham. Gradually they went. At one point they could not see any more Nabadwip Dham. Then from there they went to Jagannath Puri. So this is the place where Kabir Jayadev was staying, the Jabaninath was staying, and Gaurdhadhar manifested here in the special transcendental form. The same deities they manifested during Gauranga Mahaprabhu's manifested pastime. You will get darshan of the same deities here also. So in this way, this place is very interesting place, located in Ritudip. Ritudip itself also very beautiful. The Sada Ritus, 6 Ritus, they reside here in the Ritudip. Thus, this place is very, very important for us. So every year during Nabadwip Parikrama, during Gaur Purnima time, devotees they take breakfast here and they enjoy so many pastimes that took place here. And also Kavi Jayadev's Gita Govinda has so many nice pastimes. So thank you very much for giving me opportunity to glorify this nice place, Champahati. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Jai Sri Prabhupada ki, Jai Nabadwip Dham ki, Gaur Premanande.
Sri Siddhanta Saraswati Sati Sutta Priyati Krishna se bhaya jara tulena se Mohanta Guru Jagate Amadeuru Krishna Bhakti De Taitai Tada Icha Balavan Pashyate Tantan Vejate Gorangirana Pritiviti Nagaradi Asamudra Nadanadi Sakale Loe Krishnana Tahale Ananda Hoy Tabe Hoy Digvijay Chaitanya Kripati Sahai Maya Dusta Jata Duki Jagate Sabai Sukhi Vaishnaveri Chapuna Krishna Tava Punya Beba Krishna Tava Punya.
We are still in Ritudvip, and we are at a very historical place in Vidyanagar, at the very home of Vidya Vachaspati, the brother of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Mahaprabhu would come here very, very often and perform many pastimes. This deity of Srishti Gaurnitai is said to be the personal deity of Vidya Vachaspati. And we will be hearing about the pastime of this place from His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Vidyanagar is in Ritudip island, which has all the seasons of the year at one time, one after another. So Vidyanagar is the place where the all knowledge of the Vedas are manifested. And this is the place where Vyasadeva he presented various philosophies. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya appeared here in order to, he's the incarnation of Brihaspati. He came in order to instruct Lord Chaitanya. He knew that Vishnu avatar was coming, and that he would be in Navadvip. So he appeared in Vidyanagar. The house of his brother Vidya Vachaspati is behind the Nidayor temple in Vijayanagara. There, there's only one, and we can still see the birthplace of Sarvabhauma Shaya. Unfortunately, he got converted into Shankara philosophy and went to Nabadwip. Lord Chaitanya remembered that he was to instruct him. So that's another aspect of his pastime. They did another Lord Chaitanya came, and as a Nitai Gaur jungle there, and there's some special trees. They say that these trees are good for making pens, which are used for writing on palm leaves. So I didn't check it, but they say that these pen trees are used by Lord Chaitanya as divine abundant, and that the tree only like it in the whole world. I didn't check, but anyway, there's a special tree there. We always chant all around in dust. We take a special darshan on Nitai Gaur. Vijayanagara, a very special place. And Lord Chaitanya, after taking sannyas, he came here, stayed in the house of Vijayanagara. He said, don't tell anybody that he was there. Call his mother, Sachi, and have her come. But somehow someone slaughtered him. And the word spread in Nabadwip. Gauranga is back. Nimai Pandit is back. Gauranga is back. And people, when they heard, they dropped everything they were doing, they ran to the Ganges. And the boatman said, please, gentlemen, carefully, don't overcrowd, be very careful. Don't the boat's safe. The boat's safe. As the dawn was late, they all wanted to get across. So they jumped into the water. And the Ganges is usually slightly saffron color, a little reddish yellow. But that day it was black, with the hair on the heads of the devotees slithering across the Ganges. They were singing and chanting, Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. And they came, they're at the house at Vijayanagara, on Vijayanagara. They are chanting, Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. So Vijayanagara told Lord Chaitanya, who was discussing and encouraging Mother Sachi, that he was coming every day and taking prasadam from her. And so, she would see him sometime. He was really there. They thought he was encouraging her. Meanwhile, thousands of Nabadwip Nivasis, residents, gathered there. They're chanting. Vidya Vasiswati told Lord Gauranga that they didn't go outside and break down the house. So he went down, he went out rather, and then everyone bowed down. He told them, please chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And he gave them some blessing. He went back in the house. So then he disappeared from the house, appeared like 2 kilometers away, started walking. I said, what is that? Listen, he's gone, he's not here. 5 years ago, I searched my house, he's not here. He left. And then I searched his house, 5, came out, he's gone. So this place is very special. Lord Chaitanya came here and he might wanted many times. He came here as Gauranga when he took sannyas. So this place, remember it, and we used to have our special camp here every year. But now we have our own land in Nabadwip. So we'll go there. Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So right now we are in Ritudvip, and a beautiful pastime took place. It shows how eager the devotees are to serve and see the Lord. In Dwapar Yuga, Yudhishthira Maharaj had sent his brothers in different directions in India, around the world, to conquer the world. So Bhima Sen, he got the responsibility to come this side of India, eastern side of India. So when he came here, at that time, this place was ruled by the name, a king by the name Samudra Sen, very, very powerful king. At the same time, he was very devoted to Lord Krishna. He was a pure devotee of Krishna, actually. So when Bhima came, see the thing, the system was like this. Either you accept defeat and you give tax. If you're not willing to pay the tax and accept defeat, then you fight. Paying tax means you're accepting Yudhishthira Maharaj as the emperor of the world. If you don't accept, then you fight. So when he came here, when Bhima came here to collect tax from Samudra Sen, he was very surprised when Samudra Sen refused. Because every other king, they don't want to fight with Bhima, Arjuna, Nakul, Sahadev, so they just paid the tax, except Yudhishthira Maharaj as the emperor. But when Bhima came here and asked tax from Samudra Sen refused. He says, I'm going to fight with you. Why? In his heart, Samudra Sen was thinking, this is the best way to see Krishna face to face. Because if somehow or other I can defeat Bhima and put him in such situation in the world that he has no other way to get out of this situation other than calling out for Krishna to help him to save his life, then Krishna would come here and I will be able to see. See the two mentality. Bhima is coming to make Yudhishthira Maharaj the emperor. That is why he is going to fight. And Samudra Sen, why he wants to fight? So he gets to see Krishna. So the battle began. And everyone thought it was going to be an easy battle. And Bhima is traveling with his army. But But somehow or other, the intense desire of Samudra Sen to defeat Bhima and really corner Bhima, and that's what happened. He began to fight ferociously to the point that Bhima thought, if Krishna does not come and save me, I am dead. So he was totally cornered and he began to call out the name of Krishna and beg the Lord, my Lord, please come, save my life. Because Samudra Sen was fighting with such vigor to see Krishna. And Krishna actually appeared right in the middle of the battlefield to save his dear devotee Bhima Sen. Now, interesting thing is that Bhima did not see Krishna, but Samudra Sen saw. So here was Bhima trying to fight and Samudra Sen was fighting vigorously. And suddenly Bhima sees Samudra Sen folding his hands and surrendering, paying obeisances, crying, because he was seeing Krishna. So he stopped the fight. Krishna came right in front of Samudra Sen and Samudra Sen began to glorify the Lord. Then Samudra Sen said, my Lord, I know that very soon you would appear as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this very land of Navadvip Dham. Therefore, I would like to see that form of yours. Please, my Lord, please have some mercy upon me. Krishna, being very merciful to Samudra Sen, actually saw the beautiful form of Mahaprabhu, Gauranga. And Bhima Sen did not know what was happening. Suddenly he was fighting, he was almost getting defeated, and now he's crying in ecstasy, paying obeisances. After Krishna left, then Samudra Sen told Bhima, I accept defeat. I'm ready to pay the tax. So the idea of the battle for Samudra Sen was to see Krishna, and he was successful. This also shows the intense desire we must have to progress in our spiritual life and offer ourselves to the lotus feet of Krishna, Mahaprabhu. We must have intense desire, eager, very eager, no other desire. Samudra Sen had no other desire. His desire was so strong that he could even defeat Bhima, who had the strength of 10,000 elephants. And you saw how he battled in Kurukshetra battle. But Samudra Sen was so powerful, he could even defeat him. His mental strength was very, very strong to see Krishna. So if we want to see Krishna, we want to get the mercy of Krishna, Mahaprabhu, then Samudra Sen is definitely someone who is inspiring all of us. This is how one must endeavor to see Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Samudra Sen ki Jai. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna. So these trees are quite unique, and these trees are called the pen trees, pen, writing. It is said that when Sriman Mahaprabhu would come here, and he would argue with the students of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and others, very easily defeat all of them. And sometimes he would write, and after writing, he put his pen on the ground, and that grew into this beautiful tree. So there's quite a few trees like this around here, and it's called Kalam Briksha or pen tree personally put on the ground by Sriman Mahaprabhu, his own pen. Hare Krishna.
Govinda Radhe Govinda
Radhe Govinda Krishna
Hare Krishna. To make this virtual Kartik Nabadwip Mandala Parikrama available to all of you, it took a lot of effort. If you are inspired to contribute for this Kartik Nabadwip Mandala Parikrama, kindly do so. The details are in the description. Thank you.